Hey, how you guys doing? Let's do this thing. Let's have a good time, my friend. Whatever happens, we're gonna be there to the very end. Remember, you have to have a good time playing chess. Ah, snap. Hmm. Hopefully, come on. Let's give that another shot, guys. Sometimes it's just a pain in the drain. Hold on, let me decrease this, and then I'll pull up a speaking thing for you guys. Uh, Hold on. There we go. There we go. Oh, we don't want to watch TV. This is disturbing. Just hold on, guys. Let's see what's going on. Everything's not responding. Why? Hold on, let's see how you guys are doing. Let's do it. Thinking about playing bishop a5, pinning the rook. That should be an interesting move sequence. Trying to hold this, then I could play there. I don't know, it's getting kind of a little pressed on that side. So, I'm gonna see what I could do here. If I take here, I potentially could drop a knight in there. So I think that's what I'll do. Take here and then drop a knight there. I am a little concerned if he plays f3, so that's interesting if he plays f3. I think we're still okay though. So he plays there, that's interesting. Thinking about taking here after that. And then, oh, so he plays there. Interesting. If I get that traded off, then I have open flight for e8. Knight takes a5. If pawn takes e5, maybe bishop, maybe if pawn takes, then I do have rook e8. If bishop takes, then knight takes, okay. Thinking about next playing there. Probably should have taken the bishop with that. That'll be a resignation right here. Yep. Do a new opponent. Oh shoot, I should. That was a dumb move. Drat. I should have played something like down there. Should have taken the queen. He missed that. Oh, drat, I missed that. Shoot, I should have played here. That's irritating. I'll do one more, and then we gotta get into our learning thing. Gotta keep an eye on everything. do one more because we were in the lead there. Just hold on. Come on, baby. That's where I'm gonna go next. Then we'll get on to stuff after this. Hey Loki, how you doing? Good, excellent. I'm doing excellent. Let's see here. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? I think I'm just gonna go like that and cover here and prepare for that, for the assault there. Maybe I should have played here. That would have been interesting. That might have been better now that I think about it. I'm gonna play there to dominate the knight. Hmm. Let's see, I don't want to go for a draw, so I'm just gonna keep it right here. Let's see if trying to see if I can't get any progress to be made here. Maybe I could get a pawn going up the board like that. Let's see here. There we go. It's game over now. Yeah. Okay. Let's look at. We're doing the French defense, and then we'll do a little bit of some play. Yeah, that was okay. Some of my games I should have won, but I just didn't play correctly. So let's see here. Okay, so this is the Whittier. The Whittier is really interesting. This is the main line that Tatev is doing, and then you go here. After, see, the queen's going to normally go. It doesn't usually play there. The queen usually plays here to eye that pawn. And then you can actually do the poison pawn variation with that. If he takes there, there, if he takes, then you can actually take here and you win a piece. So you have to be really careful that if they go into poison pawn variation. C5 now. And castling is not really a standard line. There's a couple lines you go down. You can go down knight g6 with h5, knight c6, bishop d, and then potentially queen e, and then castle queenside, and go for a huge onslaught. And this is why it's so cool. It's attacking there and attacking here. So the queen can come over, bishop come out, or potentially, I think that's about right. You could do like what Simon Williams says. He calls it the leapfrog, up, down, up, down. And then now we're trying to get a knight into f5 and potentially a break there, but we have to wait. We want to be able to replace if he plays bishop takes knight. See, bishop takes knight is a really interesting move for sure. You take with the rook at that point. That's how come she did that, was to actually win a pawn. Now that's sweet. Yeah, she's doing really good here. And so if takes here, then you have a pawn. See, if he plays here, you can actually play there and win a. She can win a pawn, a rook for a pawn. Now, if she takes here, this actually happens now, and so he'll have to retreat. She'll have to retreat back. Then you can actually take there, and if you play here, you'd have to retreat the queen. So I don't know. Do we like that? Oh no, I don't have to retreat the queen. What am I thinking? Just put your bishop there. Duh. That covers everything. There's not a problem there. And then now you can actually come over here and amp up with an attack there. Yeah, there's plenty of play on that. Yeah. She's got two pass pawns, so Now 3. There's because if you played there, you have that, and therefore see you later, queen. So he can't. Her opponent can't take. Let's see, what could he do? I don't know if I like that check. Maybe that's better now that I think about it. Then potentially we could play here. I don't know. That's trying to see. I think it's like mate 13, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to think it is like mate 13. Oh, mate 2. Oh man, I missed that. Mate. There's. Okay. Yeah, nice. Okay, this is a game between Simon Williams, Grandmaster Simon Williams, versus Daniel Rotman. We'll just say Daniel. Simon and Daniel. Okay, so French. Bishop to b4. 2 winnier lines, that's why I picked them. Simon plays a lot really different, more of a huge attack. Hold everything in place. It retreats back, and then this is covered here, this is covered, this is covered. So castles. Then if this trades off, excuse me, you see what happens. That's under fire with a potential attack there. So b4, bishop, excuse me, bishop takes b4, d4, b5, knight d5, c takes d5, b takes c5, and then now we're getting all of our pieces. We control the open file. We'll say, let me get water. Okay, dokie. Alright. Takes. If it takes here, you could actually take there, attacking this rook. And if the rook comes to attack here, you just retreat back. Actually, you can't retreat back, so what do we do? What do we do? I guess I could take with the rook here and then play that. Kind of go for a interesting. So we'll just now he's threatening a back rank checkmate. Sorry. There's mate. So f3 is played. It's a little interesting if that's played here. I don't know if we get enough. Maybe we do. Okay. I want to see if our idea of rook here is a good idea on. Ooh, so queen takes. Okay, so queen takes, rook takes. So it's basically a draw. Queen g3. We're going after the rook here with a potential attack here. Our rook here with a potential attack there. So now the queen's under fire, and everything's starting to come home. We're starting to bring in the reinforcements. Bishop f. Knight attacks the queen. Queen goes there. Queen c. And now there's really no way. 7th rank rules. You gotta love that. And there's no real way to prevent mate now. I'm really thinking that at this point, potentially that would have to be the move, and then if this is played, then you could actually, well, no, that still would be mate. Wow. I guess you could take there at that point. No, you'd have mate here. Huh. Wow, that guy blundered. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, back here. Just take the queen and you win. But that's just crazy. That's like, whoa. And this player is 2300 and the player missed. So that was the move that would have actually turned the tide of the battle because of here. Wow. He was so close. He was that close from losing. That's like, whoa. Okay, this is Josh Wayskins as black, and so we're going to do that, and then we'll do a couple of our opening repertoire, and we'll do some puzzles. This is the Scandinavian defense. Oh yeah, he is very lucky. But I remember what Maurice Ashley said, that chess, yes, there's a lot of lines that go with it, but there's also a little bit of luck, he says. So it's if your opponent sees your idea, and Simon's opponent must have been totally, you know, not in the days. I'm just gonna say very, very worried about Simon that you missed that move. But I gotta tell you, we all miss moves, so you can't get upset with the player. Could have had a bad day, and you never know. You know, maybe family issues came up or some. 95 castles, and then if castles here, I mean if takes, then you can actually take back. And you're still good with a lot. We're in a lock position, which is good for our knight, so our imbalance works. Now this is all cemented in. So we have two knights versus a bishop and a knight. So the imbalance is we want to keep it close. Okay, now we got two knights. We have a knight versus a bishop. So knight, there we go. We win another pawn. This is to cement the idea of a potential rook c4 maybe. And at this moment, Josh is actually up one pawn, which is enough to win in an endgame. It's an interesting endgame. And this pawn now, right here, is very nice to have it. It allows him to have an outpost here, because if instead of that, if this is played, he can actually take there, and it's on the opposite color of the bishop, and the knight's still safe. It stops that, so everything's shut down. The knight covers here and here, pawn covers here and here. No points of entry at all. This is all covered. In comes the king. Yeah, you don't want to break this up. This is endgame insurance. Now everything's on the opposite color of this bishop, which makes this bishop very silly looking. And his opponent resigned because really there's no way to stop that, and it's basically gonna have to play here, and then when that's played, he has to play here, and that's gonna end up queening. So that's sweet. Hold on, guys, I will leave you in the puzzle, and then I'll be right back. Let me get you guys a puzzle to look at. Well, I'll be right back. Oops. Yeah, we'll do this one, and then we'll start into our opening. We're working on the cut McCutton and burn variation of the French, and Nick Defer's modern chess opening. So we're gonna work on that after we get this one solved here. Okay, dokie. Let's see here. Do do. Zero takes. I'm thinking that if we take here, rook takes rook, king takes, rook check. If king there, then we come in here and there's no way to stop me. So he's going to lose a rook here. What do you think? What do you think, Loki? What do you guys think? What do you guys think about that? Do you like the idea? Huh? What do you think about here, there, and if he comes back here, we just checkmate. So I'd probably say that's right. Yep. There we go. And now we'll get into our analyzing. There we go. Yeah, that's a. All right. Let's see. Where did we leave off? We haven't done. We didn't get to do it yesterday. I kind of got on. I got on a little bit later, so we had to do our games, and then we did our training games. Tatev, Simon Williams, and Josh, and then we went to tactics. So we missed like a day of opening repertoire. So let's see here. Alright, we're gonna go down this line here. Oops, wait a second, gotta get that out. There we go. E4, E6, D4, D5. There's, oops. Knight C3. Knight F6. Oh, we'll have to take a look at that later. I don't know what that was. That's weird. Computers, yeah. The big joke is you can't live with them and you can't live without them. That's I always laugh at that. We have to. They're really nice to have. I guess you could live without them, but You guys know what I mean. Bishop takes, and then not bishop takes, but well, I guess it is bishop takes in that line. And then what we have is e4 because you're attacking, and then bishop b4. But there's actually a line rather than bishop b4. There's another line. It's m, so it's bishop d2. Yeah, exactly. I agree. It is hard to live without computers now, especially if you're in the work. When you're in the workforce, it's very handy to be able to download all your information to a chip this size, put everything, hundreds and hundreds of documents. So, especially in like school, when you're doing school, you could download that to your papers to that. Then you could put it into any computer and print it out. Google is also nice to have Gmail, so that's cool. So knight takes, queen takes. Yeah, we gotta stay on task. It's fun to talk about computers, but see, this is a line that, and it's actually from Fisher's game, so we'll have to go over it here. This double attacks, and then potentially you have a queen. You can also bring your queen to c6 with a attack there, so you'll have a double attack. I mean, bishop e5 to pin the knight. You castle so that now the pin's gone, and if he plays bishop takes, which is what he does, bishop takes, it's equal. Oh, let's see, there should be a game that arises from here. No game found. Okay, now wrong game. I'm sorry, guys. It's actually that wasn't Fisher's. That was a different game that is kind of really old, really old game. It's not even on ICChess LHS.org's file, so it must be pretty darn tootin' old. So here, tap in here. So the king castles. This one's from Bobby's game. Sorry about that, guys. It's actually the candidates tournament that Bobby participated in, 1962. So that's pretty interesting. Let's see. And then you come here and attack the bit knight. Let's see. You're attacking this bishop. Bishop c. And then your take. And b takes. Well, maybe in just a sec. We'll have to think about it. Okay, and let me see. I think at this point b takes in the f6. A Bobby Fischer game should come up. No Bobby Fischer game? I put it in right. Let me see. Let me make sure I put this in right. Castles, d3, knight c6. So far, so good. Bishop b. Oh, good. How's it going? Let's see, c6, bishop c. Knight takes c. B takes c and f. Yeah, we're doing our knowledge, so we're kind of right in the middle of our we're doing. Oops, I gotta put that back up there. We're working on our opening repertoire, so I may play. I'm not exactly sure. So we went over that. We went over this line here. So the next one. So we have to go back here. So B4, C5, and then this is actually what was Nick Defer says is a good move, which is bishop takes here. But there's actually another game line that he's saying that this is a blunder. This would be a blunder. If D takes C is a huge blunder because of knight takes F, king takes F, and queen H4 with an attack here. That would have been a blunder. This actually, I think, originated in a game. Let's see here. Let's see if there's a game that arises. Hold on, let me take a look. This is Spellman versus Aronijevic. I'm trying to see, is there anything that happened that I'm missing? Okay. And every game in this line loses. So we'll take a look at this. We'll take a look at this game because I usually try to find games that go along with it. And this is a game that goes along with that. So you're up a whole rook at this point. And if he takes, of course you guys see that there's mate. There's also a potential here and then there for mate. And in comes the knight. You potentially have an attack here. You have an attack there. You have a rook that comes to c4. You have a lot of an attack because rook c4. You're thinking, wait, what about that? Takes. Well, I guess you do lose to. Well, no. You actually, if you play rook here, there, you can actually take the bishop with check. When he moves over, then you can always just bring your rook right back down, and you're still fine. You entice the weakness. Queen there, rook up. See, he's trying to entice the player to play that, so that when that gets played, now you can jump your knight in. If it comes there, then you get mate. So it's like, whoa. So basically, he can't go that way. Actually, it's mate, isn't it? So the queen would actually have to take. Then you've won a whole queen for a knight. Yeah, that's just devastating. Now we're going again for another attack. So we're attacking c2. That's a very strong attack. Takes. And tripling up, we have an attack here, attack there, attack here. Potentially a push there to pull it away, and then set up for the takes. In they come. So now if knight plays here, you can play there because the knight blocks the queen's protection. And then c1, and there's no real way to prevent a forced checkmate. It's a forced checkmate at that point. Oh, that was sweet. That was a sweet one. So we know not to take. Whatever you do, do not take. Don't take this way. It's a huge blunder in that line, because then that sets up for a combo sequence of nothing but pain here, there, and smack you. Actually win a pawn in that line. You're up a whole pawn. You're attacking here, attacking there, so you're attacking 2 points. So we got to be wise about that. So okay, we got that line. Okay, now we're gonna go over and do the burn line variation. Instead of bishop b, the burn variation is actually d takes e4 and knight takes e4, and we already did this. Let's do there's 2 sublines. There's this one, and there's also here. This is a line. There's actually 2 lines. This is this is 1 line, and then this is 1 line. We're gonna go over this, the E7 line, and it actually breaks off into another whole different lines, like takes, and then hold on. Bishop takes, not takes. This would be the main line that it flows down on. This is the side line. Takes, and then knight f3. And you have there's b6 in this line, but there's actually another move instead of b6. There's t, so let's see what that line is. Hold on. Oh, right, here we go. It says that potentially there's f5, but that he says that loses squares around here. These squares end up becoming weak. f6, g5, and e5. These end up becoming vulnerable later on in the game. White can play on these squares here with his knights. Okay, after c3, then there's bishop f6, kind of trying to seal up these weak spots, these gaps. Bishop d2. We're going to try to castle queen side, and then potentially try to break this pawn down. c5. So if we take there, we'll take. And d5 is played with an exclam, because this was our idea anyways, is trying to break this chain up here. If he takes here, queen takes, knight takes, that's under fire. Now these 2 pawns are vulnerable. This did not happen. I just wanted to show you what would happen if he had taken. So rather than doing that, he castled king-sided, and then white castle queen-side. e5 is played because we don't want to trade that off. So white has accomplished a very important task in this line. White has a passed pawn on d5, which will become a bone in the throat of black. So h4. Oops, come on. h4. Knight d7 to guard these 2 points, and potentially go b6 and b7. So d6 is played, kind of clamp down and potentially maybe get a knight to d5 and start attacking this bishop here, maybe trading off the knight for the bishop, and seeing if we can't get our passed pawn rolling down the board. Knight b6. Now we're trying to see if we can't get a hold of these squares too. So black's really trying everything to get counterplay. That's now attacking because that's weak, and that's weak because of the knight here and the queen there. So e4 to attack the knight, trying to get rid of one weakness of these two. g5, bishop e7, and this pawn will fall eventually, so g4 was played. And remember that we're trying to break the king side down because we castle queen sides. Who can blitz the enemy's king first? And as far as I'm concerned, white's doing a pretty darn tootin' good job on that. d4, now the queen's under fire. Rook takes, c takes, queen takes. Now you see the weakness of these squares here. f6, kind of trying to blunt this attack. And then bishop check on c4, knight takes, queen takes, check, and king g7, knight e, and then if we take, but have to, there you go. And yes, we're down material, but we have such a mega attack about to take place because you have this here. So it's really, this is a really hard position for white, for black to survive in my opinion. White's king is safe and black's king is really vulnerable for the knockout. This actually came from a game the person who played white is LAU, and the person who played black is SAKAEV, and it's Dorton something. It's 1990. Let's hope there's a game that comes with it. Here we go. It ended in a draw. So let's see how the game actually plays out. So each line, each game ended in a draw. Surprisingly, this ended in a draw. I don't know how this is a. I think there's a way to stop this. Like if that's played, he could take there. So I think it's potentially there's enough weaknesses and black can hold. So I guess it would end up being a draw in that line. Okay, so we went. Let's see. Is there? I think there's another line that also arises in there too. No, it's just there isn't any other lines. It was just kind of an idea he had. So we'll cross that off. So B6 is off the menu. I mean, we're still on B6. Let's see. So he takes. Hold on. Let me get back to that part. Hold on. Where am I? What am I missing here? Sorry, guys. Hold on. Nope. Hold on. Where in the world? Okay, G takes. Okay, gotcha. Knight E there. B6. And white played C4. This is the main line, but there's a subline that you can actually work out in Nick Defer's book, and this is an idea as well, secondary idea, which is Queen D2, knight d7, queen h6, with an exclam mark on it. And then we have, what am I missing here? Hold on, I'm missing something. This is strange. What am I missing here? Hold on, give me a sec, guys. Give me a sec. There's a line that I didn't write down right. I have to go to the book to make sure that I wrote it down, because it doesn't play out like I thought it would. Let me see here. Queen f6. Queen f6 would be here. What did I do wrong here? Hold on, let me go back, guys. Just give me a second here. I just gotta make sure I didn't muddle this up here. So takes, knight takes e, bishop e7, bishop takes, not bishop takes, it shows e takes, g takes f, knight f3, b6, and then somewhere along the line I messed something up. It says bishop f6, but I have no idea where bishop f6 could have actually arisen. I think. That is different. Let's see if the game comes up. There's a couple games. There's 4 games that come up, and this line wins 4 out of, so 75% of the time. This line will win. But that's weird. It says, let me see. Am I looking at the right spot? Yeah, I guess I am, but maybe it got, the dotted line got maybe incorrectly, and then potentially no, that wouldn't work. Well, that's okay. Well, I'm not sure why that doesn't play out properly. Well, I guess we'll have to, I'll put a question mark by that note, and I'll have to go back over it and see why on the chessboard it kinda, maybe I'm missing something. So I put a question mark by my note. And we'll stop here, and then we'll do some puzzles. Let's do some puzzles here. Alright. This is our puzzles. We've done a lot of workout in our opening repertoire, so we have to have a little bit of, you know, fun. I think of puzzles as fun. You just gotta continue to keep pushing forward. It's not an easy thing to do, but it's worth it. So let's see, what do we got here? This rook itself could potentially be a weakness, so we have to continue to look. If you guys want to put in some, we could and be more than happy for help. Let's see here. Boy, this is a puzzling thing for sure. How can we take advantage of this? Let's see here. This is interesting. Because then we're threatening so a potential knight to c5 is an interesting idea, because what that does is it does a couple things. It clogs this, because what he wants to do is trade off. If we went here, he'd actually trade off here. Then we would take back, bishop takes, queen takes, and potentially we'd only be up one pawn. So, but if we wedge our knight in here, then if knight takes, we have checkmate mate. So if we play in here, and then let's say he plays g6 to stop mate, we come in and we grab the knight, and we're forking the queen and the rook, and we've won a piece. I believe that's the move. Trying to see if there's any other moves that potentially could be that move? I don't think so. And if we played here, he plays there. We can actually take. And we're still threatening mate, so I'm pretty sure that's the move. So if we take there, he takes here, I take there, and then he takes there. I think we do grab the rook. I think that's our insurance. Yeah. Thinking about playing here, but we can't because of that. Thinking about here, we play there, takes, king up, and then queen there, and if we check here, we just come up, and I don't think there's any other way to handle that. So here, there, king up, there, check, our check. What do you guys think? Hold on, let me pull up my if you guys have a stream you wanna do, I'm more than happy to. I mean, if you guys want to talk on the here, we can. I think. Let me see. Is this a hide? This advertisements. So here, there, there, up here, here. If checks, we come up there and there's no way to stop anything. So yeah, I'm going with it. Thinking about still just playing here. Continuing with our idea, because eventually that'll be mate. Because if he takes, like we talked about, it goes right back into our main line idea. And any one of these checks here, we just run to H. We run to H6 and we're fine. Yeah, I'm gonna go here. Trying to see if we can't do a queen takes, knight takes. So if we play queen here, if rook takes, then we take here, forking the king in there. And if we play here, he might try there. Try one opponent and then we'll get back into it. put a hold on there. If he plays there, I'll play back. Ooh. Let's see if we can't break this down. Let's see if I can't break that. wait a second, that was a bad move. What was that? Oh man, I should have taken with queen takes queen. Ah. Not giving up though. Ah. I'll do one more and then we'll get started. Okay. Alright, let's hammer this home. I missed that because of wasn't paying attention. So I gotta cut that out and castle, get safe, and then you know what? Sometimes you gotta play positionally. That's what I'm learning. Positional. Okay, now I'm going to stop here. We're going to do one more puzzle. I missed on, we gotta analyze that, I believe. Let me see here. Oops, I don't want that. Let's see. Puzzle, okay. Let's see, what do we got here? I'm trying to see if this potentially isn't the idea here now that we think about it. We play here. Let's go back a little bit and see what we got here. See what his idea might be. So I took there. Yeah, we just take. I don't want to risk. We'll do one more. Well, I'm a little hesitant about let's see about that. See if we take. Let's defeat this guy here. massive mistake. I should have taken here. I gotta do one more. Come on. I should have thought that out. Don't rush. Don't rush. Don't rush. I had the pin. There should be no losses. I'm not gonna lose this time. Don't lose this time. There's no reason for it. Boom. That's what we like. See, when you put your mind to it, you can do it. I just didn't have my mind in the game. And I did there. I wasn't focusing, and there's no excuse for that. Because, you know what? We study. We're better than that. I'm better than that. I could beat any player. As long as you study. Okay, let's finish this one off and then I'm gonna log out. So if I take there, I'm threatening checkmate here, so he's gonna have to play h3, and then if he plays h3, then I could play knight to f6, knight f6, and I believe I'm up a whole piece. Is there anything better than that? So we know that we're up at least a whole piece here. Trying to see what our last result thing is. That's it. We can win a rook here with that. There is a potential we could play queen over here, but I think that's too passive. Because then he has there. And then we can slide right back over and take that. But actually, if we play here, my bad, I forgot about that. He can actually, sorry, play here. He could play there. I really only see one way of doing it, and it's taking there. See, if we play here, now we're threatening mate there. So that threatens mate, that if he takes here, we actually come back, and then there's, well, no, the bishop can actually come back at that point. Wow, that is a interesting, to say the least. Well, maybe we can actually just play there, forking the rook and queen. I could play here. Yeah, I like that. What is wrong with this move here? What's wrong with that? Oh, he could take. Okay, he's up material at that. Okay, he's up material, so we gotta keep the material in balance, and that's the only way of doing it. I want to see why, because we can't really trade off here. Can't trade off here. Okay, that's why. If he takes here, he takes there, and okay, and then we take with okay there and okay. The other one doesn't work because we're trading down our most effective attacker, and also we can come here and yeah, checkmate. So he's gonna have to take there. Yeah, so yeah, I gotcha. I see now why. Okay, we gotta keep hold of this right there. Yeah, so that's the way to clog up that position. Then you play there, then you take, and when pawn takes, queen intercepts, queen takes, king takes, knight takes, and then okay, then you win another piece. First of all, you have to guard that. Then when that gets played, you take here, and then if he takes there, you bring back, and now you're going to win that. So he doesn't have enough time to push, because then you could take there, and you our whole exchange up and a pawn. So you're 3 pawns up at this point. You have one passer and 2 connectors. Wow. That is power. Power. Okay. So that was worth that right there altogether. We'll get that. We'll get the 26 back. Not a problem. Don't worry. Okay, well, guys, with that, I will log off, and you know what? Not every day is going to be a diamond. Sometimes you have a stone. But remember, what does coal make under pressure? A diamond. So when during those times of pressure, it's what you do. Do you hold firm and wait to become a diamond? Or do you give up and walk off? Don't give up and don't walk off. Keep pushing forward, okay? Remember that. That's always helps me in the hardest of times. That coal will end up becoming a diamond under pressure. Just remember that when you start feeling down about maybe you lose a couple games and you're like, am I good, or any all that stuff, just remember that you're in the process of becoming a diamond. So, and always, you know what, remember there's always a plan in the position. You know, it's the hardest thing to do is to stay focused and find it. When you do though, oh man, does it feel good when you find it. And you get to say, I love it when a plan comes together. Well guys, I'll leave you with this thought. Keep pushing forward, okay? And as Wesley So says, serve serve the Lord Jesus, and as I say, God bless, and I'll see you next time on Chess Cruncher TV. Have a blessed morning, afternoon, and evening, and I'll be back on tomorrow, Lord willing, and keep studying chess. Remember, we're all coal, and under pressure, we become diamonds. So just remember that. Okay, be blessed, guys, and keep studying. Bye-bye.